Hello, and welcome to Healthy Aging Blueprint. I'm truly grateful you're here. On this channel, we explore simple, powerful ways to care for your body, nurture your mind, and live with purpose at every stage of life. Wherever you're watching from, I wish you good health, peace, and lasting happiness. If you find value in today's video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a step on your journey to aging well. Have you ever wondered why, despite eating a so-called healthy diet full of vegetables, you or your loved ones might still struggle with memory lapses, brain fog, or even early signs of cognitive decline? What if I told you that some of the everyday vegetables you've been told are good for you could actually be silently sabotaging your brain health? As a board-certified heart surgeon with over 20 years of experience, I'm here to reveal a shocking truth that 99.9% of seniors don't know. It's not just about what you eat, but what you may be unknowingly consuming that's affecting your memory and mental clarity. In this video, I'll uncover the 5 surprising vegetables that could be harming your cognitive function. Backed by cutting-edge research and my clinical insights, I'll show you how these common foods might be contributing to your memory loss. But it doesn't end there. You need to stick around until the end, because I'll not only expose these hidden culprits, but also share practical, actionable steps you can take today to safeguard your memory, boost your brain power, and age with clarity and confidence. This information could change the way you eat and protect your future. The connection between diet and memory is more intricate than most realize. As we age, the relationship between what we eat and how our brain functions becomes even more critical. Just like the heart, the brain requires a consistent and balanced supply of nutrients, oxygen, and healthy blood flow to function at its best. These elements are essential for maintaining key cognitive functions, like memory, attention, and problem-solving. But certain dietary choices, even those that seem healthy, can either support or undermine this delicate balance. Factors like inflammation, oxidative stress, and the types of food you choose to consume can all play a role in how well your brain performs. So, what could be affecting your mental clarity, and what can you do to protect your brain's future? Impaired glucose metabolism is a well-documented contributor to cognitive decline, including memory loss. Some vegetables, often touted as healthy, contain compounds that may disrupt these processes, especially in vulnerable populations like older adults. Their brains are more susceptible to age-related changes, such as reduced neuroplasticity and metabolic efficiency, making them more vulnerable to the effects of certain foods. As a heart surgeon, I've witnessed firsthand the profound impact of lifestyle choices on overall health. While my primary expertise lies in cardiovascular health, the interconnectedness of the heart and brain is undeniable. What compromises one organ often jeopardizes the other. Poor dietary habits that elevate inflammation or destabilize blood sugar can harm both the heart and the brain, leading to conditions like vascular dementia or heart disease. In this comprehensive guide, I'll explore 5 vegetables that, despite their reputation as healthy choices, may pose risks to memory function, particularly for seniors. Drawing on emerging scientific evidence, I'll explain the mechanisms behind these risks and offer practical, actionable advice for making informed dietary choices to protect cognitive health. The first vegetable on the list is corn. Known for its versatility, fiber content, and affordability, corn is a staple in many cultures. Whether consumed as corn on the cob, tortillas, or processed into products like popcorn or cornmeal, it's often marketed as a wholesome food. However, corn has a high glycemic index, GI, meaning it causes rapid and significant spikes in blood sugar levels. For older adults, these spikes can have detrimental effects on brain health over time. The brain relies on a steady supply of glucose as its primary energy source. Frequent fluctuations in blood sugar levels can lead to oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, both of which are strongly linked to cognitive decline and memory impairment. Additionally, corn contains lectins, a class of proteins that may trigger inflammatory responses in certain individuals. Lectins can bind to cell membranes, potentially disrupting the delicate neural networks in the brain and contributing to systemic inflammation. For seniors, whose bodies are less resilient to inflammatory stressors, this can exacerbate age-related cognitive vulnerabilities. Why is this a concern? A growing body of research highlights the connection between chronic high blood sugar and an increased risk of dementia. A landmark 2013 study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that elevated glucose levels, even in individuals without diabetes, were associated with poorer cognitive performance and a higher risk of Alzheimer's disease. Furthermore, chronic inflammation caused by lectins may impair the brain's ability to clear amyloid plaques, a hallmark of Alzheimer's pathology. For older adults, especially those with insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, or diabetes, this becomes even more concerning. These individuals are particularly vulnerable to the cognitive effects of high glycemic foods like corn. But it doesn't stop there. Corn-based products, such as high fructose corn syrup, found in many processed foods, can amplify these risks by contributing to metabolic dysfunction. So, what can you do to protect your cognitive health? The first step is to limit consumption of corn and corn-derived products, especially highly processed forms like corn chips, cornbread, or sweetened beverages that contain corn syrup. Instead, opt for low-glycemic vegetables, such as leafy greens, like spinach or kale, or cruciferous vegetables, such as broccoli or Brussels sprouts. These provide fiber and essential nutrients without causing harmful blood sugar spikes. When you do include corn in your diet, choose whole, unprocessed forms and pair them with protein or healthy fats to help slow glucose absorption. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Thank you for your valuable time. The second vegetable to consider is potatoes, starchy and high in solanine. Potatoes, particularly white potatoes, are a dietary staple worldwide. They're prized for their affordability and culinary versatility, but like corn, white potatoes have a high glycemic index, which leads to rapid blood sugar spikes. These spikes can disrupt the brain's steady energy supply. Beyond their starchy nature, potatoes belong to the nightshade family, and they contain solanine, a naturally occurring glycoalkaloid toxin. While solanine is present in small amounts in properly stored potatoes, it can accumulate in the body, especially in older adults with slower metabolic clearance. In high doses, solanine has been linked to neurotoxicity, which may negatively affect cognitive clarity, memory retention, and overall neurological function. Why is this a concern? A 2017 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrated that high glycemic diets accelerate cognitive decline in older adults. This is likely due to increased oxidative stress and inflammation. While research on solanine's direct effects on the brain is still limited, animal studies suggest it may interfere with neurotransmitter function, critical processes for memory formation and retrieval. For seniors, the cumulative effects of solanine exposure, combined with age-related declines in detoxification pathways, may pose subtle but significant risks to cognitive health. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at metabolizing and eliminating compounds like solanine, which increases the likelihood of low-grade neurotoxic buildup. Over time, this could have a negative impact on cognitive function, even if the effects seem mild at first. Over time, the neurological effects of high glycemic foods and solanine exposure can accumulate, especially in seniors with conditions like insulin resistance or neurodegenerative diseases. These individuals may be particularly sensitive to the combined effects of both factors, making them more vulnerable to cognitive decline. The question is, what can be done to protect the brain? One option is to consider replacing white potatoes with sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes have a much lower glycemic index and are rich in antioxidants like beta-carotene, which supports brain health by reducing oxidative stress. If you must consume white potatoes, it's important to peel them thoroughly to reduce solanine content and avoid eating green, sprouted, or improperly stored potatoes, as these have higher solanine levels. Cooking methods, such as boiling, can also help reduce the solanine levels, though they don't entirely eliminate it. For variety, you might want to incorporate other nutrient-dense, low-glycemic root vegetables like parsnips or turnips. These can provide your body with the essential nutrients it needs without compromising brain function. Now, let's turn to eggplant, another member of the nightshade family, which is often celebrated for its antioxidant content and culinary flexibility. However, like potatoes, eggplant contains both solanine and oxalates, two compounds that may pose risks to cognitive health, especially in susceptible individuals. As mentioned earlier, solanine can exert neurotoxic effects in high doses, potentially disrupting neurotransmitter activity and contributing to cognitive fog or memory issues. Oxalates, on the other hand, are naturally occurring compounds that bind to calcium in the body, forming crystals that may interfere with nutrient absorption and promote systemic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a well-documented driver of cognitive decline, as it accelerates the formation of amyloid plaques and neurofibrillary tangles, both hallmark signs of Alzheimer's disease. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease highlighted the role of chronic inflammation in accelerating amyloid plaque formation. This underscores the importance of minimizing dietary sources of inflammation, particularly for individuals who already have existing inflammatory conditions, such as arthritis or autoimmune disorders. For these individuals, the solanine and oxalate content in eggplant may exacerbate systemic inflammation, indirectly impacting brain health. Additionally, oxalates may interfere with calcium signaling in neurons, which is essential for memory consolidation and cognitive function. Older adults are more likely to have conditions like arthritis, kidney stones, or reduced renal function, which can heighten their sensitivity to oxalates and nightshade compounds. For these individuals, the effects of consuming eggplant, particularly in large quantities or on a frequent basis, may be amplified. This is especially concerning for seniors who may already be dealing with other health challenges. What can you do to minimize the risks? The answer lies in moderation. By consuming eggplant in moderation and preparing it using methods that reduce oxalate content, such as roasting, steaming, or boiling, you can enjoy the vegetable without overloading your system. Peeling the skin, where solanine is most concentrated, can also help reduce the potential for negative effects. For those particularly concerned about inflammation or oxalate sensitivity, consider swapping eggplant for brain-supportive vegetables like zucchini, cauliflower, or asparagus. These options are low in oxalates and free of nightshade compounds, making them gentler on the body. If you enjoy the texture of eggplant, grilling or baking it with anti-inflammatory ingredients like olive oil or turmeric could also help offset some of the risks. These simple adjustments can ensure that you continue to enjoy your meals without compromising brain health. Now, let's move on to another commonly consumed vegetable, bell peppers. Although bell peppers, especially the red, yellow, and orange varieties, are celebrated for their vibrant colors and high antioxidant content, including vitamin C, beta-carotene, and flavonoids, they belong to the nightshade family, which includes tomatoes, eggplants, and potatoes. These vegetables contain naturally occurring compounds called glycoalkaloids, such as solanine, that may pose challenges for certain individuals. For seniors, the presence of these nightshade compounds can trigger inflammatory responses. While this may manifest as physical discomfort, such as joint pain or swelling, it can also impact cognitive health. Inflammation from bell peppers, particularly for those with autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, or inflammatory bowel disease, may lead to symptoms like brain fog, difficulty concentrating, or memory lapses. Why is this a concern? Systemic inflammation is a well-documented risk factor for cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. A 2019 study confirmed that prolonged inflammation accelerates cognitive deterioration, particularly in older adults who may already be more vulnerable to these conditions. A 2019 study published in Neurology highlighted that chronic low-grade inflammation, often exacerbated by dietary triggers, significantly increases the risk of cognitive impairment in older adults. While nightshade sensitivity is not universal, it can contribute to this inflammatory burden in susceptible individuals. The glycoalkaloids found in bell peppers may irritate the gut lining, leading to increased intestinal permeability or leaky gut, which allows inflammatory molecules to enter the bloodstream and potentially cross the blood-brain barrier. This is particularly concerning for seniors, as age-related changes in the blood-brain barrier make it more permeable, further heightening the risk of neural inflammation. For older adults, especially those with autoimmune disorders, joint pain, or a history of gastrointestinal issues, the effects of nightshades can be even more pronounced. Consuming bell peppers may not only exacerbate physical symptoms like joint stiffness or swelling, but it can also contribute to cognitive challenges, such as reduced mental clarity or memory retention. Individuals with conditions like osteoarthritis or fibromyalgia may even notice a direct correlation between nightshade consumption and symptom flare-ups, including cognitive difficulties. Have you ever noticed a decline in your mental clarity after eating certain foods? It could be more than just a coincidence. The connection between diet and brain function is real and powerful. So, what can you do if you suspect a sensitivity to nightshades? Consider conducting an elimination diet by removing bell peppers, tomatoes, eggplants, and white potatoes from your meals for at least 4 to 6 weeks. During this period, carefully monitor both physical and cognitive symptoms. Track any changes in joint pain, digestive discomfort, or alterations in focus and memory. Keeping a detailed journal can help you pinpoint whether these foods are contributing to your symptoms. To identify any potential patterns, it's helpful to keep a detailed food and symptom diary. By tracking what you eat and any corresponding physical or cognitive changes, you can gain valuable insights into how certain foods, like bell peppers, might be affecting your health. If you decide to replace bell peppers in your diet, try non-nightshade vegetables that provide similar nutritional benefits and textures. Cucumbers, zucchini, and carrots, for instance, offer a satisfying crunch and are rich in essential vitamins and fiber, without the inflammatory potential of nightshades. If your symptoms improve during the elimination phase, you can gradually reintroduce bell peppers into your diet to confirm sensitivity. Always consult a healthcare professional or dietitian for personalized guidance before making any significant dietary changes. This approach can help you make informed decisions about what works best for your body. Now, let's talk about beets. Beets are widely praised for their health benefits, particularly their high nitrate content, which supports cardiovascular health by improving blood flow and lowering blood pressure. They're also rich in betalains, powerful antioxidants that combat oxidative stress and inflammation, potentially benefiting brain health. However, while beets are nutritious, they also contain significant amounts of oxalates, naturally occurring compounds that can contribute to inflammation, impair nutrient absorption, especially calcium and magnesium, and even increase the risk of kidney stone formation in susceptible individuals. Moreover, excessive nitrate intake, particularly from processed beet products like concentrated beet juices or powders, may disrupt the body's nitric oxide metabolism. This could, in turn, affect the regulation of cerebral blood flow, especially in individuals with pre-existing vascular or kidney issues. Why is this a concern? A 2021 study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience suggested that oxalate-related inflammation might contribute to neurodegenerative processes by promoting oxidative stress in the brain. Given the role of inflammation in cognitive decline, the impact of excessive oxalate intake on brain health shouldn't be overlooked. Oxidative stress and the disruption of cellular homeostasis are significant concerns when consuming beets, especially in large quantities. While nitrates in beets are generally beneficial for cardiovascular and cognitive health, overconsumption, particularly of processed beet products, can overwhelm the body's ability to regulate nitric oxide, leading to imbalances that affect blood flow to the brain. This is especially relevant for seniors, whose vascular systems may already be compromised by conditions like hypertension, atherosclerosis, or diabetes. Additionally, high oxalate intake can exacerbate conditions like gout or kidney stones, which indirectly impact cognitive health by increasing systemic inflammation and discomfort. For seniors, especially those with a history of kidney stones, gout, or chronic kidney disease, it's important to exercise caution when consuming beets, as oxalates can aggravate these conditions. The resulting inflammation or metabolic stress can contribute to cognitive symptoms, such as difficulty concentrating or memory lapses, particularly in individuals with compromised kidney or vascular function. Seniors with diabetes or insulin resistance should also keep an eye on beet consumption. The high natural sugar content in beets can affect blood glucose levels, potentially leading to spikes or drops that influence cognitive function. So, how can you enjoy beets without compromising your health? To enjoy beets safely, consume them in moderation. Prioritize whole, cooked beets over concentrated forms like beet juice or powders, which can deliver excessive nitrates and oxalates in a single serving. Cooking methods like boiling or roasting can slightly reduce the oxalate content, making them a safer option. Pairing beets with calcium-rich foods, such as leafy greens, yogurt, or cheese, can help bind oxalates in the gut and reduce their absorption, making them easier on your system. If you have a history of kidney stones or gout, it's crucial to consult with a healthcare provider to determine a safe level of beet consumption. As for brain-healthy alternatives, vegetables like spinach or broccoli offer similar cardiovascular and antioxidant benefits without the high oxalate content, providing a gentler option for supporting both heart and brain health. Why are seniors at higher risk? As we age, our bodies undergo physiological changes that make us more susceptible to the effects of certain foods. Our metabolism slows, digestion becomes less efficient, and the body's ability to process and detoxify compounds diminishes. These age-related changes amplify the impact that certain vegetables, like those high in oxalates and nitrates, can have on cognitive function. As we age, our metabolism becomes less efficient, and the brain grows more vulnerable to inflammation and oxidative stress. The blood-brain barrier, which protects the brain from harmful substances, becomes more permeable with age. This increased permeability allows inflammatory compounds from foods like nightshades or oxalates to more easily affect neural tissue. This, in turn, heightens the risk of neuroinflammation, a well-known contributor to cognitive decline, memory impairment, and conditions such as Alzheimer's disease. Moreover, seniors often have to manage multiple chronic conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, or autoimmune disorders. These conditions can exacerbate the inflammatory effects of certain foods. For example, systemic inflammation caused by nightshade sensitivity or oxalate-related stress can compound existing health challenges, creating a vicious cycle that impacts both physical and cognitive well-being. Alarmingly, an estimated 99.9% of seniors are unaware of the potential cognitive risks associated with these seemingly healthy vegetables. This highlights the critical need for education and proactive dietary management to safeguard brain health. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons helpful, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Now, let's move to practical steps you can take to protect your cognitive health. First, closely monitor your diet. Start by keeping a detailed food diary to track your consumption of potentially problematic vegetables, such as bell peppers and beets. Take note of any physical symptoms, like joint pain or digestive issues, or cognitive changes, such as brain fog, difficulty concentrating, or memory lapses, that occur after eating these foods. If you notice consistent patterns, consider reducing or eliminating these vegetables and see if your symptoms improve. Second, diversify your vegetable choices. Replace high-risk vegetables with brain-supportive alternatives that are low in inflammatory compounds. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard offer a wealth of nutrients without the inflammatory risks. These vegetables can help support both your cardiovascular and cognitive health, providing essential vitamins and antioxidants without the downside of nightshades or high oxalates. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts are not only rich in vitamins K, A, and C, but they also contain folate, which supports cognitive function. These vegetables provide a wealth of antioxidants and fiber without the risks associated with nightshades or high oxalate foods. Non-nightshade colorful vegetables like carrots, zucchini, or sweet potatoes offer similar nutritional benefits to bell peppers and beets without triggering sensitivities. When considering dietary adjustments, it's also important to consult healthcare professionals. Working with a registered dietitian, nutritionist, or neurologist can help you develop a personalized dietary plan tailored to your specific health needs, especially if you have chronic conditions like diabetes, autoimmune disorders, or kidney issues. These experts can guide you in identifying food sensitivities, optimizing nutrient intake, and ensuring your diet supports both your physical and cognitive health. Staying informed is key. The connection between diet and cognitive health is an evolving field, with new research emerging regularly. By following reputable sources such as peer-reviewed journals like the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease, Neurology, or Frontiers in Aging, Neuroscience, you can gain insights into how specific foods and nutrients influence brain health. This empowers you to make informed choices that benefit your cognitive function in the long run. Adopting a holistic approach to brain health is essential. A brain-friendly diet is most effective when combined with other lifestyle factors that support cognitive resilience. Engaging in regular physical exercise, such as walking, yoga, or strength training, can significantly improve blood flow to the brain. Prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night is also crucial for memory consolidation and brain repair. Additionally, incorporating mental stimulation through activities like reading, solving puzzles, or learning new skills helps maintain cognitive sharpness. Stress management plays an equally important role. Techniques such as meditation or mindfulness can reduce inflammation and enhance overall brain health. These practices work together with a healthy diet to create an environment where your brain can thrive. As a heart surgeon, dedicated to helping patients achieve longer, healthier lives, I've witnessed firsthand the profound impact that dietary choices can have on overall health, particularly on both the heart and brain. While my expertise lies in cardiovascular health, the interconnectedness of the heart and brain cannot be overstated. What benefits one organ often supports the other, underscoring the importance of a comprehensive approach to wellness. As a cardiovascular surgeon, I've witnessed firsthand how inflammation, blood sugar dysregulation, and nutrient imbalances, often influenced by diet, can affect not only the heart, but also cognitive function. The vegetables discussed, such as bell peppers and beets, are not inherently harmful and can be part of a healthy diet for many people. However, for seniors, their potential to contribute to inflammation, disrupt blood sugar regulation, or exacerbate existing health conditions requires careful consideration. By making informed dietary choices, seniors can mitigate these risks and protect their cognitive vitality well into their later years. This involves not only avoiding or moderating certain foods, but also embracing a diverse, nutrient-rich diet that supports brain health. Along with a proactive approach to lifestyle and regular consultations with healthcare professionals, these steps can empower older adults to maintain mental clarity, memory, and overall well-being for years to come. That wraps up our deep dive into the 5 surprising vegetables that could be affecting your memory, along with the steps you can take to protect your brain health as you age. As a heart surgeon, I've seen how small dietary changes can make a massive difference in overall health, and I hope this information empowers you to make informed choices for your cognitive vitality. So, what have you learned today that has opened your eyes? Maybe it's the hidden risks of high glycemic vegetables like corn, or the potential dangers of nightshade compounds in eggplant and bell peppers. Perhaps it's the simple swaps, like choosing sweet potatoes over white ones that you're ready to try. I'd love to hear from you. What's one key takeaway from this video that you're going to put into practice in your life? Drop it in the comments below, and let's start a conversation about protecting our brains together. If you found this video helpful, please leave your comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Healthy Aging Blueprint for more life-changing health insights. Stay proactive, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.